Okay, so today's chapter topic which we are going to discuss is probability. Clear? So before I start with this, I will take you through a little bit of explanation that what actually probability is. Okay, now, now I'll start with this. Suppose a person is traveling through the road, correct? So 100% he is on this road. Now, when he reaches to the end of the road, there are two divergences, correct? Now, there is no sign here that which road he has to follow. So, he is stuck in a situation to decide that which road he should take in. Clear? There is no sign at all that which road should be followed. So, he is starting from this road. There are two possibilities here, correct? With no sign indicating that which road he has to go. So his chances of taking either of the road becomes 50%, 50%, right? Because he has no idea which road he has to go. So his possibility of taking a chance of going through the roads is either this or that 50%. Clear? Now why 50%? Because there is no bias of choosing which road. No indication is given that which road has to be chosen, correct? So he can choose this or he can choose this one. So there is 50% possibility of going on either of the road, right? So what is he doing now? This person, he's taking a chance of going either this road or that road. Now he's taking a chance, right? So that means somewhere he is having a certainty that either he will choose this road or he will choose that road. Clear or not? Right? So it's a probability that 50% he can choose this road or 50% he can choose that road. So here if you come across, there is a chance, right? There is a likelihood. There is a possibility. So these all terms in mathematically, when we say, it's called as probability, right? So probability is that likelihood of him going this road or that road, because no sign is being put. So he is having 50% chances of going here and 50% chances of going here. So we have come across a word probability from here because he is taking a chance. There is a certainty involved in this event. Now what is this event here? Event is that he is traveling. Correct? Now he can either choose A or he can choose B. Clear? Now A and B are here called as outcomes. Right? So what is the probability of him going through this road? Right? In mathematical term, probability is denoted by letter P, and since his event is E, so it's going to be favorable outcomes upon total outcomes. Right? Now total outcomes means how many options he has. He is having two options, correct? So favorable outcome is either A or B, right? If he chooses A, so what is he doing? Right? Out of two outcomes, his favorable outcome, suppose it is B. So what is the probability of going through B? It is 1 by 2. Same way, if he chooses A, so what is the probability of going through A? It's again 1 by 2. Got it? The outcomes were 2 total. The one he chooses, like if he wants to go through B, so favorable outcome is 1 out of 2. If he wants to choose A, then the favorable outcome is 1 out of 2. Now, total outcomes here means what are the total options to him? Total options are 2, out of which 2 options, if he chooses this one, correct? So it's going to be 1 upon 2. If he chooses this one, it's going to be 1 by 2, correct? Now, when we are going to learn this topic, we'll come across the word sample space. Total outcomes we will call as sample space. Clear? Now, his chance of going through A or B is 1 by 2, 1 by 2. Correct? That means these both outcomes are equally likely outcomes. Correct? These both outcomes are equally likely outcomes. Now suppose there's a condition, right? Suppose there is only one road. There is nothing here. He's just traveling through this road. So obviously 100% he's going to travel through this one road. Clear? If he's not having any options, he's traveling through this one road is only given. So he has no other option. He has to travel through this road only. So what is his probability here? It is going to be 100%, right? That means it's going to be 1 out of 1, which is 1. Clear? Because the total options now are 1, out of which he's going to choose this one only. So it's going to be 100%, which means 1 out of 1, it's going to be 1. Clear? Now there can be other conditions. Suppose now out of this, now suppose there's a signboard. Now on this road, suppose there's a signboard which tells that you have to take this road only. Correct? There's a signboard which is implying you have to take this road only. So definitely he will go through this road only. So his chance of taking this road is going to be 100% now. Clear? He is definitely going to go through this road only because sign indicates go through this road. Correct? So what is the probability of choosing this road? It is 100%, and it's going to be a sure event because he will travel through this road only. It is written there by the indicator that take road B. So his 100% possibility is going through this road only. So it's going to be a sure event that he has to go through it, right? So it's a 100% event. That means, clear? Now suppose if this is a 100% event, that means it's a sure event. Clear? Now there is a possibility also that there is an event which will not happen. If he's going to take 100% this road, right? So now suppose I'll just make it again. Correct? Now, if there is a possibility of sure event, so definitely we can say there is one impossible event also. If there is a sure event, there is going to be an impossible event also. Now, how? Suppose it's a condition given. Now, condition is given. Both roads are good. Both the roads are good, right? So, a person can choose either of the road. Correct? Both roads are good. But there's a condition that when you go through this road, you can choose one road at a time. Both roads are good, right? But condition is given as that you can choose one road at a time. So if he is going to choose this one, that means this is not possible at all. Clear? Condition is he has to, both roads are good now, right? He can go either of the road, but the condition is that he has to go at one at a time. Now, if he's going one at a time, so he's going to go through this road or he will go through this road. If he chooses this road, then this becomes an impossible event. That means he will not go through it at all. Correct? So that means the probability there is 0%, right? That means it's going to be 0. Clear? So an event, the probability of happening an event is either 1 or it can be 0 between that. Clear? Because I have given you a condition. Suppose he has to travel through this road only, then the possibility is 100%. But suppose both the roads are good now, he can choose either of the road, but the condition is he has to choose one road at a time. So if he is going through this road, then this is going to be your impossible event, right? So if it is an impossible event, the probability is going to be 0. Correct? So your probability of an event is going to lie between less than equal to 1 and greater than equal to 0. It can be 1 and it can be between 0 and 1 also. Clear? Now there is one more terminology which you need to understand, which is called as complementary of the event. Now suppose both the roads are good. Correct? But I prefer to go by one of the road. Both the roads are good, but I prefer to go by one road, right? So this road is going to be, because I'm not choosing it, so it's going to be complementary of this road. Clear? I am being given two options, both the roads are good, but I am taking a chance of going through this road. So I'm not taking this road at all. Clear? So this road, road B, is going to be a complementary of road A, right? So we can say PA plus PB is equal to 1. Clear? Because here PB is an impossible event, PA is a sure event, so 1 plus 0 is equal to 1. Clear? Now I'll just give an example in terms of you all have played with the dice, right? You all have played with the dice. Now suppose I'm having one die. Children, in between, if you see it's getting disconnected, so don't worry, I'll get back to you, okay? So don't start putting messages in your group that we cannot see the lesson. I'll get back to you in case it gets disconnected. Clear? Now suppose I'm taking an example of a die. Now tell me, if I roll a die, die means one single die. If I roll a die, correct? What are the outcomes when you throw a die? Start thinking. When you throw a die, what are the outcomes? You can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Correct? So your outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Clear? Right? Now I'm looking for an event of getting 1. I'm looking for an event of getting 1. So when I roll a dice, I'm going to get 1 out of 6. Right? So this is my sample space. Clear? These are the total outcomes. I'm looking for one of the favorable outcome, getting 1. So getting 1 means I'm going to get 1 only. Correct? Now what is the probability of this? So probability of getting this 1 is going to be 1 by 6, right? Same way, if I want an outcome getting 2, my favorable outcome is getting 2, correct? So if I roll a dice, I'm going to get total outcomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the upper face. Clear? So 2, if I have looking for a favorable outcome 2, so it's going to be 2 by 6. Correct? Now suppose I'm looking for, my event is I'm looking for even numbers. When I roll a die, I'm looking for getting an even number. Now what are the even numbers here? 2, 4 and 6. Correct? So I'm getting 1, 2, 3. So the probability is 3 by 6. Here again, whenever you're getting probability, kindly reduce it. So it's a half. Same way, if I ask, what is the probability of getting odd numbers when I roll a die? So I'm looking for the favorable outcome. So how many favorable outcomes I'm having? 3. I'll get 3 odd numbers out of total 6. So it's again going to be 3 by 6, which is 1 by 2. Clear? Is it clear? Please raise your hand. Is it clear? Now in this topic, we are going to deal with die, something related with dice, something related with cards, right, and coins. So before we start, let's discuss their sample space, right? Once you know the sample space, you'll be able to solve the questions. Now suppose I'm throwing 2 dice, right? Instead of 1 die, I'm throwing 2 dice simultaneously. Clear? So when I'm throwing 2 dice simultaneously, suppose the first dice shows 1. Second can show 1 also, right? Second one can show 2 also. Second can show 3 also, 4 also, 5 also, and 6, right? So when I'm throwing a dice, suppose the first dice shows me 1. The second one can show me 1. Suppose the first is 1, second can be 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6. Clear? Right? Now suppose the first dice, whichever dice is, I'm getting 2 when I'm throwing it. Correct? When I throw 2 dice simultaneously, I'm getting on the upper face for the first dice 2. Now what is the possibility here? I can get 1 on the second dice. I may get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Now suppose the first dice gives me 3. The possibilities here are 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, 6. Now suppose the first dice shows 4. Then this is going to be 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 6. Then 5, 1, 5, 6. Now suppose the upper face shows for the first dice 6. Can be 6, 1, 6, 2 and 6, 6. Clear? So what are the total outcomes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what is the total outcome? 36. Clear? So when you're rolling 2 dice, your total outcome is going to be 36. So your sample space is going to be 36. Clear? So remember this. Now let's talk about the coins. Suppose you're having 1 coin. If you throw it up, right? What are the outcomes you can get? Clear? Head or tail? Clear or not? When you throw a dice, when it comes down, either it can show head or it can show tail. This is for 1 coin. Now suppose there are 2 coins. You're throwing 2 coins simultaneously and they are unbiased coin. Unbiased coin means, if you have seen the movie Sholay, right, where the hero wanted to throw the coin and it was standing there only, right? So that will not happen. The coin will definitely settle down. Clear? So if there are 2 coins, find the sample space. 2 coins simultaneously. Correct? It can be head, head. First coin showing head, second coin also showing head. Right? Now if first coin is showing head, second coin can be tail. Right? Or first coin will come as tail, second will also come as tail. Or first coin is showing tail and second coin can show head. Right? These are the possibilities, the total outcomes. First H, second head, then this can become tail. If both are tail, then this can become tail and this can be head. So what are the total outcomes? 4. Right? Now there can be 3 coins also. Right? Now 3 coins, if I say, the first possibility is head, head, head. Now it can be head, tail, or it can be head. Clear? First coin head, second coin head, third coin head. Or it can be these 2 coins head and this will be tail. This head and this tail. Or it can be this head and both as tail. Correct? Now first coin, if it is tail, second is also tail, third is also tail. This is also possibility. It can happen this way also. First 2 tail, third one is head. This way also, tail, head, tail, or tail, head, head. Right? So what are the total outcomes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So your sample space. Got it? So for 1 coin you will have 2. For 2 coins you are going to have 4. And for 3 coins you will be having 8. Clear? Now let's come to the cards. I think many of you must have seen the cards. Correct? So still, let me do a little recap. Your deck of cards, the total count is 52, in which this is your club, spade, diamond, and heart. Correct? These two are red in color. And these two are black in color. There are 2 suits of black and 2 suits of red. Total cards are 52. Clear? Now in this, the first card